Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Homestead on the FTOG server. I was about to say the Fractured Flask server, but that doesn't make any sense. We are here at the Fracture Canyon General Store because I wanted to give you a few updates on what's available now because we have more products. I have started selling potatoes, which someone's already bought one stack. I've started selling flint from the mine over there. I've decided that as much as possible, I'm going to sell raw products, because I could sell gunpowder, because flint turns 1-to-1 into gunpowder, but I decided I'd sell the flint, and then if you want to turn it into gunpowder, you can. Let's see what else we have. We had the iron from before, that's fully stocked. We have blaze rods, which you can get 1 gold ingot for 4 blaze rods. That's courtesy of Grok as well, as are these miscellaneous trades that have been moved over from the Spawn Island shop. We got ender pearls, 1 for 1, a gold ingot for a glowstone block, 4 glowstone dust for a gold ingot. We got a sponge for a gold block, 4 lapis for a gold ingot, 4 redstone for a gold ingot. And I wanted to show you a new section of the store, the clearance rack. This is for products that will not be indefinitely stocked, but someone wanted to get rid of. So we have some nephrite here. Supplies limited. I decided to say 1 coin for 16 just to encourage a little bit of moderation. But, you know, it's technically free, but encouraging moderation. Yeah, the clearance rack is if you have something that you want to get rid of, but don't want to, like, stock indefinitely, and you're not going to use, send it over. I'll put it on here for free, and people can take it if they need it or want it. And then once we're out, I'll just clear the shop and get it ready for the next thing. Also, I wanted to bring attention to this sign. For large orders, please inquire directly. Like, if you are going to buy out the entire stock of flint, just message me and we can talk about a direct delivery, so that also I'm aware of the fact that I would need to restock. If you're just going to buy a few stacks, go for this. If you're going to buy the whole thing, go for direct inquiry, if you could. Let's go home real quick and I can show you a couple things. I've made a loom table and a glass blower from chipped. We've got a couple additions there. Still got animals running around in my house. Need to fix that at some point. But the big thing I've done today, let me take you back to the general store. Spoilers. I have created a winery. The Ironwood Winery, and I'm gonna walk up there because I've created a staircase. And I made it out of these stone bricks so I could do the sign and not have to replace everything. But I could just chart the Via Romana up here. Ignore this. I'll explain this at the end of the episode, but if we walk up here, we come right up to the Ironwood Winery, which is ironwood planks on that, spruce pillars and roof, and then a dark cherry door and some ornate leaded glass panes doors. So if we head inside, we've got chairs, we've got tables, we've got a nice rug, a cool chandelier with some oil lamps on top. Notice those are different mods because the chandelier is just the platform. You place the lights so you can customize it a little bit. Yeah, we got chairs, we got a bar here with some wine storage behind that will fill up as we make wine. As we come in here, we can head into the back area, which currently is just crates. I have a plan for how this whole system is going to work and how our production line is going to work, but we'll get to that after I show you outside. So, I've discovered these mud bricks, which we have so much mud down there, I'm kind of embarrassed that it didn't occur to me earlier to use these mud bricks, but I think it looks these mud bricks look great. We have a 3x3 water here, because of something I will show you in a minute. We have our vinery grapevine pot, apple press for crushing our fruits. And then we have the production, or the actual vineyard. We have lattices wall for jungle vines, or jungle grapes. We have normal grapes on grapevine stems, and the grapevine stems and lattices help it grow faster. Yes, they grow ridiculously fast. Like, let me harvest all of this, and then we'll come back here after I've shown you the tour, and you can see what it's like already. So let me harvest that. We've got almost a stack of jungle grapes from that. We got savannah grapes, savannah white grapes, taiga white grapes, and then normal savannah and taiga for the red grapes. We have cherry trees and apple trees, and we have a glider brazier up here for jumping up, if I do it right. Jump. Ugh, nope. Gotta stay there for a second. Come on. There we go. We're getting up here and harvesting our cherries. Let's eat some. Rotten cherries it produces. I don't know if you can actually do anything with these. You can use them as poison, you can compost them, and they'll poison you if you eat them. So, mostly just throw those in the compost bin, probably. And then we have a couple apple trees. The reason there's 4 cherry trees and 2 apple trees is because the apple trees kept growing huge, and I didn't want that, and I got fed up trying to force them small. So we just got the 2, but they seem to grow a lot more densely, so it's fine. We have a line of blueberries, a line of salmon berries, and a line of sweet berries over there. And then we have the AlcoCraft hops, which hang from things. The Let's Do Brewery hops, which we will be growing elsewhere, grow from the ground on farmland. So those will be going in our eventual farm, but these, because they hang, felt more like they should belong in the vinery. Or the, vineyard. So, this. The reason I have water here is because of this watering can. The watering can, let me see here. Let's do savannah grapes. So you can take this, right? And you can use the watering can as like a limited bone meal thing. The problem is that if you try to water something while it's empty, it will... Wait. It's not breaking anymore. Okay, so... when I was testing this out the other day, when I was building this thing, this would break if you tried to use it on something as it was broken, when it was empty. But apparently, it's not doing that today. So maybe that was just a glitch or something. But before, it would break into... you make it like this, with a wooden water bucket, which a wooden water bucket is just plank, slab, plank. It has to be full in order to craft the watering can, but it would drop the bucket. I don't know why it's not doing that now. It's being weird. But let's look back here. See how many of these have already grown back? It's been like 2 minutes, maybe, and the wall is almost fully grown again. The grapes are easy to come by. Extremely easy to come by. Now, eventually, I will need to expand this because we have a cinnamon sapling coming eventually, and we need to do bees for honey, for mead, and such. But let me head inside right now, because I wanted to show you what the inside of this winery looks like in the dark, because I think it looks pretty cool. It's not super bright, it's mood lighting. Also, spruce trellises. I forgot to point those out. And then we have this little iron chandelier here. Let me hop up so we can see this better. I have it on little stairs because it is a block face. It doesn't go in the middle of a block, but I wanted the trellises. And it's the only one that would stand on its own. The other ones had to be placed against blocks. But I like the look of this. Okay, let's head back out. Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like in the dark. It's a little moody. Nothing too special. But a bit of atmosphere. I like it. And now let's sleep before I show you the rest. Okay. Da-da-da-da. There we go. Alright. So, this little, birch platform that doesn't really make any sense right now. I'm gonna stand up here, and I'm gonna go into free cam so I can show you a little bit better what the plan is. So if we head over this way, we've got the winery up there, right? We got the mine down there, rest of Fracture Canyon. There is a 4-part plan for this area. So part 1 was this winery. Then this is what it looks like from above. Nothing too crazy. We have this big area over here that I've claimed a little bit more of. We'll probably expand a little bit more into that, but not too much. I want to keep the main bulk of the town down in the canyon, but this was the best place for it, for the winery. The next part of the plan, well, next part. I'll just explain what it's going to look like at the end, and I don't know what I'm going to do next. So, here, in this area, is going to be a restaurant built into the wall. This is going to be like an outdoor patio area for sitting and looking out at Fracture Canyon. Below it is going to be a brewery. That's going to be part 3. And that is where we will move all of our crops, all of our fruit and grapes and stuff, and we will do all of our processing down here in this brewery. And then over here, along this like flat area that I've claimed, you can see on the minimap there, this is where our farm is going to be. And I have a design-ish in mind. I have a 75% of a plan for what that's going to look like. But then we're going to take the crops from here and the fruit from there, and we're going to ship them to these 2 places. The brewery is going to be Alcocraft. Let's do brewery, winery, processing. The restaurant is where we're going to do all our farm and charm, farmer's delight, all our cooking stuff. So that's going to be this whole plan. I don't know what I'm going to put here. This might be the zombie spawner. It might be something else. I don't know, but it's like brewery, restaurant, winery, farm over here along this flat bit. We'll probably do something with this little, like, alcove, because the farm is going to come up in front of it, probably. I don't know how tall the farm is going to be yet, but it'll probably have an exit back into this. We'll decide what to do with this. But yeah, that's the plan for that. I still haven't quite figured out what I'm doing with this. I had an idea. I'm not sure if it'll work or not. But once we get this done, we'll have unlimited XP and zombie flesh, which I'll probably start stocking zombie flesh in the store at that point. But yeah, that's the plan for this currently. Speaking of the farm, I wanted to give you a little update on our seeds. We've gotten a little more. Just today, Grok gave me some rice, he gave me some asparagus, and some cabbage seeds. Cabbage seeds. So we're getting pretty close. We've actually gotten this now. The kiwis, cotton, hops, and thornbloom, I have no idea where to get those, or the sunflowers, or the cinnamon sapling, but the cinnamon sapling's gonna go in the winery. So we don't need to worry about that, farm-wise. I'm not sure what these are. We have flax, which I think gives us string like cotton. Kiwis, we have hops. So we're pretty much at the point where we can build the farm. And the plan for the farm is kind of like, we have rows here, and then we're going to have like a cuckoo clock style thing where a thresher comes out from behind the farm, runs over the farm, harvests it, and then goes back into a little holding chamber. Every dawn or so, trust me, it's going to be a lot cooler when I build it. But the plan, yeah, is to have like rows of farm here, and then a harvester machine comes out, harvests it, and goes back inside once a day. I haven't quite decided how big the farm is going to be yet, but as you can see, we have a lot of stuff to plant in it, so it'll be a question of also what can the harvester harvest? Because if the harvester can't harvest something, we don't really need to put it in that kind of farm. We can put it in a separate farm that we harvest manually. So what we really need to do is run a test on what of these things the harvester can harvest. And I might set that up for next episode. So so we can plan our farm. The restaurant over there, it's mostly just farming and cooking stuff. That's not... we can build that anytime. The brewery we can build anytime. The farm is the tricky one, because it will require a bunch of create stuff. We can sit on slabs. A bunch of create stuff to manage the harvesting. So that's the big project. I don't know if I'm going to do that next episode, but at the very least for next episode, I think I'll probably set up a test with all our seeds so we can see what can be harvested by create. But that's a question for next episode. So yeah, the general store stocking more stuff now. Flint, potatoes, blaze rods, random items. And there's some nephrite here, if you need a bit. Yeah. But until then, thanks for watching. Later.